Okay, when I was carving my wood blocks for my playing cards, I came across quite a lot of images online, and a lot of them led back to this, the Ship of Fools. These were a little set of morals and proverbs and whatever, each with a woodblock carving. And the woodblock carvings, they don't look very good in this book, but they're fantastically detailed, and a lot of them were drawn and carved by a chap called Albrecht Durer, who was just fantastic in my eyes. And so I thought I'd buy this book so I could get the images and perhaps try and copy one. But as you can see, the detail is completely lost in amongst the reprinting. Whether it's the printing or the scanning or what, I don't know, but they're all pretty poor. Not much use for copying. Anyway, I looked online and I found an image, this image in particular, and I worked out the size of it, and they're supposed to be roughly 3.5 inches wide, which makes it about just under 5 inches long. And then I decided that I'd try and print it and stick it onto a block and carve it. Now, first of all, I thought I'd try a hardwood block. This is a bit of mahogany or something similar, but I was finding that the yellow was wearing off too easily, and I could see that it wasn't going to last for me to carve it. So then I decided I'd paint the block white, and I started again. But this time what I found was that the paint was breaking off in places, and obviously when you come to print it, the areas where the paint is missing wouldn't print. So I thought, well, that's no good. Then online I came across some, I'll show you something similar here, some plywood that's made of lime. And I thought, oh, that'd be good, I'll be able to carve an image into that. I stuck it onto a block, made it yellow. This is 2mm thick, and I made it yellow. It was going quite well. You could see I carved some quite fine detail in it. But the problem is this top layer is only 0.5 millimetre thick. So as you get down in amongst this finer stuff, you try to cut it and you get to flick the little bit out, and it might be that it just breaks away from the layer below. So I thought, well, that's no good. I had a fair good go anyway. All good fun, good practice. The best way to learn is to try and adapt things to suit you. So then I thought I'll get a thicker ply, which I did. In fact, there's a thicker one here, and I imagined it was 1mm, 1mm and 1mm, but unfortunately it's still 0.5 mm on top, but a 2mm inner layer, and then another, 2, 1 and 1. You'll have to edit that bit because it's not.
Okay, cut.
It's 1/2, 2 and 1/2. Ready?
Yep.
So it's 1/2, 2 and 1/2. So again, you've still got the same problem of the top breaking out. So then I thought I'll take the very top layer off, which I did here. And then you've got to try and get it flat, which is a bit dodgy. It might work, but before I did that, I thought I'd try again with the thicker one. In fact, I think this time I went for a cherry hard one on the top, thinking it might hold together a bit better. It's exactly the same. It falls out, flakes away too easily. And then eventually I made a block myself with just a solid couple of mil of lime on the top of it, and that seems to be the best way to go. I also changed the image to blue because the yellow's not as obvious against the lighter coloured lime. So this is where I am at the moment, and as I've said before, all you have to do with all of these images is just keep taking the blue areas away and you're left with the black image. So if you look in this area here, you can see that it's very fine, but it is just blue removed and the black left. And I have to do the same in this image and carry on over the whole block So when I've finished this block, I'll come back to you and show you what it looks like when we take a print from it. But again, all you try to do first is take out the big areas and then the smaller ones, and you break it down into bits. So last night, for example, I did this area and some of these cloud pieces here, or billowing sails actually, and tonight I'll probably do a bit more, and maybe the top up here, and maybe this area, and that's probably a couple of hours work. So altogether it's going to take quite a long time, but I'm hoping the results will be worth it. You can see also when you get a tiny little rope like this, you've got to take each piece out on its own for it to work. And this guy who did this originally did it in about 1509 or something like that, and without the tools and the lights and the glasses that we have. So a real expert in my eyes. So again, when we come to carve it, we'd be doing exactly the same as our wood blocks. I use stronger glasses for this so I can see more. And I have to put it quite close to my face, so you might get my nose in it. But again, we're just taking the blue sections and cutting it out carefully. Oh, I've slipped there straight away, so I'll pick another lump. I'll pick this little piece here. Just take that little blue area out. Like that. Turn the block round in your hand and make sure the knife's in the right position for the cut. And then just flick it out. And that's all you do over the whole of it. Now as you do it, you might even get a little bit confused in places. And so, apart from your image you started with, it's very handy to quickly reverse the image on your computer and have one the other way around, so that you can compare exactly, so you can look in the area you're carving and you haven't got to sort of struggle to find it. It's much easier. And like I say, we'll come back and take a print from it at some point. This block's a bit thin really, so I might have to put something else on it, but if it ever went through a printing press, it'd have to be something like 23 point something millimetres thick. But obviously they pack it out to suit anyway. But we'll back that up to be about 22, 23 mil. Right. So once you finish taking all the background out, you'll end up with something like this. Now what we're going to do today is we're going to try and take an artist's print or proof print from it, see how we get on. And after we've done that, you then go back to it and adjust any little bits you think need it. There may be some bits that are up too high that need trimming off, or some bits missing that need replacing. We'll have a look. So here we go. So I'm going to put a small amount of ink here. Got a bit of oil on the top there, but we'll get a bit more. Then we're going to roll it all together until we get the right sort of consistency for rolling on our stamp. If it goes to the right consistency. Might be too runny. So we roll it out. So it becomes quite thin, so that we only put a thin layer on the stamp. And if there's too much, you can push it out of the way and just roll the bit you want to get a nice even coat on your stamp. So here we go. So I'm not going to press too hard on here, but you'll see as I do it, all the high spots are coming out and you can see them a bit more clearly. We haven't printed from this yet, so this is going to be the first print we ever do. And looking at that, I might have smudged it a bit, but we'll see. Make sure you go all the way around, check over it, and if necessary, go again. Put the line the top up. that's aiming over that way. If I need to do the next one, I'll turn it around a bit more.
Oh, brilliant.
Wow.